Ever seen a painting that's just begging to be a meme? Just one look at her face, and it's obvious what she's thinking. Get me out of this video, please. But sorry, ma'am, we're about to go full detective mode on every brushstroke of yours. Even Mona Lisa needed a break from her eternal smile. Before we begin, if you like discovering hidden mysteries in the world of art, definitely hit that like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Auguste Toulmouche, a guy who made his grand entry into the world in 1829 in Nantes, France, definitely didn't have to worry about money. His dad, Émile Toulmouche, was a big-shot broker, and his mom, Rose Sophie Mercier, also came from a family with deep pockets. Auguste was pretty talented in the arts from the get-go. He started off by getting his hands all covered in charcoal and clay, learning drawing and sculpting from Amédée Ménard. Then he polished up his painting skills with a local artist named Byron. At the ripe age of 19, filled with that "I gotta go see the world" spirit, he zipped off to Paris to learn from Charles Gleyre, a famous painter of those days. There, Auguste quickly became the teacher's pet in Gleyre's studio. Fun little fact: his cousin, Frédéric Toulmouche, was also causing a stir in the arts, but as a composer. Seems like the Toulmouche family was practically oozing artistic talent. Toulmouche really made a splash with his genre paintings. He had a thing for painting posh Parisian ladies doing fancy stuff in their swanky homes. His style was like an idealized version of what's all the rage then, known as academic realism. His paintings weren't just a hit in France, they even made waves in America. Get this, Napoleon III, the big cheese himself, bought one of Toulmouche's paintings in 1852 as a present for his wife, Empress Eugenie. That's like hitting the jackpot for an artist. This sale shot Toulmouche up to the highest ranks of fashionable artists. He scooped up medals at the Paris Salon in 1852 and 1861, and even snagged a fancy French honor in 1870. But not everyone was a fan. Some critics, like the famous Émile Zola, weren't exactly singing his praises, calling his works stuff like elegant trifles or delicious dolls. It's as if Zola thought Toulmouche's paintings were more suitable for a high tea party than an art gallery. One can imagine Zola looking at a Toulmouche painting and muttering, nice, but does it come with scones?" And let's not forget the critics who probably thought the Hesitant Fiancée was a fancy ad for a bridal boutique rather than a piece of art. It's like they expected the paintings to come with price tags and a free fashion consultant. In 1861, Toulmouche's life got a bit more lovey-dovey when he married Marie Lecadre. Now, here's a juicy bit. Marie was related to Claude Monet, making Toulmouche and Monet cousins by marriage. Toulmouche, being the supportive type, didn't just welcome Monet to the family, he also introduced him to his mentor, Charles Gleyre. This was a big deal because Monet, hanging out in Gleyre's studio, got to rub elbows with future Impressionist hotshots like Renoir, Sisley, and Basile. Toulmouche's role in hooking up Monet with this influential gang was pretty crucial, helping to shape Monet's career and giving a little nudge to the whole Impressionism movement. Going back to the painting, the Hesitant Fiancée was the talk of the town at the 1866 Paris fashion show. Think of it as the 19th century version of a Vogue cover shoot. Toulmouche's work is a snapshot of what the trendy folks wore back then. We're talking about a wedding dress that is not just a piece of clothing, but a whole social media status in fabric form. The bride in this painting is decked out in a gown with a high neck and white fur trim, basically owning the 1960s fashion scene. Now, Toulmouche wasn't just some random artist. He was known for painting ladies who looked like they'd just walked out of a high-end boutique. His paintings were the 1800s version of a fashion blog, showcasing all the lavish outfits and fancy rooms. In The Hesitant Fiancée, each woman is dressed to the nines. There's one in a sleek gray dress with a fur jacket, and another rocking an orange velvet gown that's probably the envy of the town. It's like they're all playing a high-stakes game of dress-up. But here's where it gets interesting. The bride, in her glamorous outfit, isn't exactly beaming with joy, while her friends are all trying to pep her up. One's holding her hand, the other's giving her a peck on the cheek. But the bride seems to be thinking, an arranged marriage? Hard pass. In the background, there's a little girl trying on the bride's floral crown, daydreaming about her future wedding. The painting is a blend of fashion, a bit of drama, and a sprinkle of 19th century attitude. When Toulmouche's The Hesitant Fiancée first hit the scene, it wasn't just a pretty picture. Catherine Brown, an art history whiz at Loughborough University, points out that back then, art poking fun at single ladies was all the rage. But Toulmouche's painting? It's got a different vibe. It's about women standing together against tough situations. Toulmouche wasn't exactly waving a feminist flag, but his paintings still chat with modern women. He was known for his fancy French ladies chillin' at home, tangled up in love stories. But there's more to them than meets the eye. They're playing the roles of wives, moms, sisters, and daughters, all the while stuck in their high society bubble. Now, let's link up The Hesitant Fiancée with Forbidden Fruit. In Forbidden Fruit, painted by Toulmouche in 1865, we see 4 girls in a library, looking super sneaky. They're probably digging up some secret info about grown-up stuff, maybe about romance and all that. Catherine Brown, who knows a ton about art, thinks these girls are on a mission to learn about the birds and the bees. Here's the cool part. Brown thinks these same library girls pop up in The Hesitant Fiancée. This time, they're helping a friend who's not too happy about getting married. It's like one of the girls from Forbidden Fruit who was learning about love and stuff is now the bride in a not-so-fun wedding. So, if we put these 2 paintings together, it's like watching a story. The girl, who was curious about love in Forbidden Fruit, is now the main character in her own drama. She's getting married, but it doesn't look like she's excited about it. Toulmouche is giving us a peek into how these girls' lives are changing, from learning secrets to facing big life choices. So it can be said that this painting is actually a total standout in Toulmouche's collection. It shows a woman looking pretty mad, which wasn't exactly the norm for male painters back then. Toulmouche himself was usually known for painting fancy clothes and the high life of Paris's rich folks, a style known as fashion painting. But here he switches gears. Instead of showing women just sitting around looking pretty, this painting is all about a woman who's not too thrilled about getting hitched. The Hesitant Fiancée shows a super fancy scene with an unhappy bride. She's pushed down to the bottom of the painting, and she's staring out at us with this look that's like, can't you see why I'm not excited about this wedding? This intense glare is what resonates with a lot of people today. People on TikTok even use this picture to show how women can feel really frustrated and upset about the topic of marriage. It can be implied that the painting is about arranged marriages, where often the woman doesn't get to choose who she marries, since it's not really about what she wants. This painting does a great job showing how a woman might feel stuck or unhappy in that kind of situation. It's a classic story of a woman who's giving the stink eye to society's rulebook. Picture this. She's standing there in her wedding dress, probably thinking, do I really want to marry this guy just because everyone says so? It's like she's the original rebel, way before it was cool. What meme would you choose to describe Auguste Toulmouche's The Hesitant Fiancée? Share your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more art discussions and explorations.